Hello and welcome. Today I will tell you a gentle and magical story about a little moon bunny named Mochi. It is a story about curiosity, courage, and the quiet kind of friendship that warms the heart. So please, sit back, relax, and let your imagination drift up to the moon, where our sweet journey begins. This story is called Mochi, the Little Moon Bunny. Mochi was a small white bunny who lived on the quiet surface of the moon. His fur was soft like warm rice dough, and his ears were long and gentle. He lived alone in a small cave carved into the side of a pale hill. The moon was silent, but it was beautiful in a soft and peaceful way. When the sun was far behind Earth, the moon glowed with a silver light that seemed to flow across the ground like a calm river. Mochi loved this light. He felt comfort in its softness. Every night, when the moon became bright, Mochi stepped out of his cave and walked toward the small patch of moonflowers he grew near the entrance. The petals glowed softly in the still air, and Mochi liked to sit among them. In the distance, he could see the blue earth rising slowly above the horizon. Even though the moon was calm, Mochi always looked toward Earth with curiosity. He had a simple telescope made from polished moon crystals and long pieces of starlight metal. He placed it on a flat stone near the flowers. Each night, he looked through it for many long minutes. He watched the oceans that shimmered under sunlight. He watched forests that shifted like dark green waves. He watched little points of light that moved across the land during the night. He especially loved watching the towns and villages at night when warm lights filled the streets. Often, he saw festivals. Lanterns floated into the air. Fireworks painted the sky with color. Children walked with treats wrapped in paper. Adults shared small boxes filled with sweets. Mochi did not know the names of these sweets at first, but over time he learned. His favorite was a soft pink sweet called strawberry daifuku. The way people ate it made him imagine a gentle taste, warm sweetness, and a soft strawberry center. Sometimes, when he watched a child bite into a daifuku, Mochi whispered to himself that he wished he could try one. He wished he could walk on Earth just once. He wondered how the ground felt. He wondered how flowers smelled. He wondered if people were kind or gentle. One night, when the stars shone clearly and space felt soft and quiet, Mochi had an idea. Near one of the shallow craters on the moon grew a strange bamboo-like plant that had survived for centuries. It had strong stems, and it glowed faintly in the moonlight. Moon travelers long ago had used these plants to build simple tools. Mochi stood before the plants for a long time. Slowly, an idea formed in his mind. He wondered if he could build a small rocket. He did not know how rockets worked, but he believed that the bamboo stems could form a light frame. He believed he could gather moon dust that shimmered when mixed with starlight grains. He believed that if he placed a moon crystal under the frame, the crystal would ignite the dust and push the rocket forward. Over the next many nights, Mochi worked quietly. He cut bamboo stems and tied them with moon vines. He shaped a rounded cabin and attached small fins to the sides. He placed a soft moon pillow inside so he would not be uncomfortable. He worked slowly and carefully, making sure every part felt sturdy. The moon was silent as he worked, but Mochi hummed quietly to himself. After many nights of work, his small rocket was complete. It was not perfect. The frame was a little uneven. The cabin door opened with a slight creak. But the rocket felt strong enough to carry him. He stood beside it for a long moment. Then he touched its side gently. That night, when Earth shone bright blue above him, Mochi climbed into the rocket. He placed a glowing moon crystal into a small slot at the bottom. The crystal lit up the dust beneath it. The rocket shook gently. Mochi closed his eyes. The shaking grew stronger. Then, slowly, the rocket lifted from the ground. Mochi opened his eyes. The moon was falling away below him. Space surrounded him with darkness and tiny stars. He felt nervous, but he also felt hopeful. Earth became bigger and brighter. The rocket grew warmer as it entered the atmosphere. Clouds rushed past the small windows. Finally, the rocket slowed. It descended gently until it landed in a large field under a tall cherry tree. The branches were covered in soft pink blossoms that swayed in the breeze. The air smelled warm, sweet, and alive. Mochi stepped out and placed his paws on the grass. It felt strange at first, but also pleasant. He looked around. Lanterns hung from wooden posts near a path. The gentle sound of music drifted from somewhere in the distance. Mochi followed the sound. He walked quietly toward a small village surrounded by cherry trees. The village was filled with life. People walked through the streets carrying small toys and food. Children chased each other. Adults arranged stands filled with colorful treats and glowing lanterns. Mochi hid behind a large stone lantern near the square. His heart beat quickly. He did not want to frighten anyone. As he watched, he saw a young girl with dark hair tied with a ribbon. She carried a wooden tray filled with small round sweets. Her name was Hana. She was known in the village for making wagashi, traditional sweets. She helped her grandmother every spring festival by serving the treats she made. Hana was kind and patient. She smiled at the children who passed her stand. She gave a small sweet to a quiet boy who seemed too shy to ask. Mochi watched her with curiosity. She seemed gentle. He slowly stepped out from behind the stone lantern, hoping she would not be afraid. Hana turned and saw something white and small. She took a slow step closer. Mochi froze. She knelt down and held out one of her sweets. "It is strawberry daifuku," she said quietly. "Would you like one?" Mochi stared at the soft pink treat. Then he moved closer and took a small bite. The sweetness flowed across his tongue. The strawberry tasted gentle and bright. It was exactly as he imagined. Hana laughed softly. "You like it," she said. Mochi nodded. She touched his fur gently. It was warm and soft. She smiled at him. "You are not from here," she said. "Where did you come from?" Mochi looked up at the moon. Hana followed his gaze. Her eyes softened. "The moon is your home," she whispered. She did not seem frightened. She did not even seem surprised. Instead, she held out her hand. "Come with me. You can stay for the festival." Mochi followed her through the village. People were surprised, but Hana explained that Mochi was gentle. Children petted him softly. Adults gave him small pieces of sweets. Mochi tasted many kinds of wagashi. Some were shaped like flowers. Some were shaped like leaves. Some were soft, and some were chewy. Hana guided him to different stands. She told him the names of each treat. She showed him how they were made. Mochi listened carefully. He enjoyed the warmth of the festival. Later, Hana led him to the riverbank. Lanterns floated on the water. Their reflections moved with the gentle current. Mochi sat beside her, feeling calm. "Do you get lonely on the moon?" Hana asked. Mochi nodded slowly. "I understand," she said. "Sometimes I feel lonely too. Even though I love making sweets, it can feel quiet when I work alone." Mochi looked at her. He felt a warm connection. She smiled gently. "You can always visit," she said. "Even if it is far, you are brave enough to travel." Mochi felt grateful. Soon, the night grew deeper. The festival quieted. Hana walked Mochi back to his rocket. She gave him a small wooden box filled with the sweets he loved. Mochi held the box gently. He climbed into his rocket. He waved at Hana. She waved back. The rocket lifted into the night sky. The village became smaller. Earth became round and blue. The moon grew larger as he traveled. When he reached home, he stepped out of the rocket. He sat among his moonflowers and opened the wooden box. He ate one sweet slowly. The taste reminded him of Hana and the festival. From that night on, Mochi did not feel lonely. He visited the village whenever the sky was clear. He always brought small moonflowers for Hana. She kept them in a glass bowl near her stand. They glowed softly in the dark. As time passed, Mochi and Hana shared many quiet moments. They tasted new sweets together. They watched lanterns drift across the river. They talked about life on the moon and life on Earth. Their friendship grew deeper with every visit. Mochi learned that the earth changed with the seasons. He visited in spring when the cherry trees bloomed. He visited in summer when the air was warm and soft. He visited in autumn when leaves turned gold. He even visited in winter when the village was covered in snow. Hana made warm, sweet soup for him. Mochi watched snowflakes fall silently. The moon never felt lonely again. Mochi always knew that somewhere below the sky, Hana was thinking of him. And Hana knew that somewhere high above, a gentle moon bunny was looking toward Earth with a warm heart. Their friendship lasted through seasons, through festivals, and through quiet nights. And though the moon and Earth were far apart, they were never too far for a brave little bunny and a gentle girl who believed in simple magic and the sweetness of sharing. Thank you for listening to this story about Mochi and Hana, a friendship strong enough to shine between the earth and the moon. I hope it brought you peace, a smile, and a little bit of soft moonlight. If you enjoyed this story, please give it a like and subscribe for more gentle and magical tales. I wish you a beautiful rest of your day, and may a little moonlight stay with you wherever you go.